you rather have sex less or more often than you do?
More. Much more.
With you saying that, is it like your partner isn't keeping up, or what is it? Why aren't you having sex more?
It's me. I think maybe priorities or whatever kind of curtail it sometimes. Responsibilities sometimes. I don't want to, because if I had it my way, I probably would never do much of anything else. But I mean, in real life, I have to go to work. I have things to do. So
Name something that turns you on a lot.
My appetite is large or huge. There are a lot of things that could turn me on sexually. It could be a look, it could be a touch, it could be a number of things. Just depends. And that same look that might be simple to the next person might be like explosive to me. It might just, want to just come out of all my clothes and just whatever.
How many times have you had sex in one day?
Oh, wow. Maybe 4, 5, 6. I've had sexathons that have gone on from the beginning, from the morning to night. So,
Have you ever had sex with an audience?
Wow. Actually, sex with an audience? No. Something I have not done.
Is this something that you would do?
I've never been put in that position. I think I may, if I didn't know that the audience was watching, you know what I mean, I probably wouldn't do it. But if I just knew they were watching and whatever, then probably not. I would probably shy away a little bit.
What if your partner put you in that position and he knows that you're being watched? How would you respond to that?
I mean, if you put me in that position, I would like to think that he wouldn't put me in any position that would be of a harmful nature to me. So I don't know, I might go with it. I might, but then I would probably be upset that I wasn't informed about it. I can say that.
But what if it was like on the fly? Say, for instance, you were at someone's house, or someone was at your house, you in his house, and you guys were like all sitting watching TV, and your partner just all of a sudden starts to foreplay you, basically. Would you go along with it, or would you put a pause to that?
I think I might put a pause to that initially. Yeah.
Initially?
Yeah, me being me, I would put a pause to it. I think it would have to. I don't think.
Yeah, because you don't sound too sure about your answer.
Yeah, I might not be too sure about my answer because I've never been put. It's hard to say what you would do given certain situations if you've never been put in that situation. It's really hard to say sometimes. I would like to think, I'd keep a certain amount of level-headedness about myself. But sometimes you're with the right person, you're uninhibited. You can't help it.
So you do have a certain amount of uninhibitedness.
Certain amount. I would like to think so.
Is this partner of yours good at bringing this out of you?
Oh, God, yes.
What's your opinion on masturbation?
Right now I have a couple issues with masturbation, but I'm getting past them. I'm working on them. I've always had this thing growing up about, it not being the right thing or it being weird or odd or out of sorts to kind of touch yourself. But I'm coming to terms with it, that it's not the stigma, the bad thing, the taboo thing that it once was.
What helped you come to these conclusions?
Being exposed a little bit more, being open with a partner who showed me that it's not all that weird. It's not like wrong or anything. It's not dirty. It's just part of knowing oneself.
Do you enjoy knowing oneself so far?
Kind of. I still struggle with it a little bit, but I'm getting better. Let's just put it that way.
Now, there are two forms of masturbation. One is self-masturbation, and one is your partner masturbating you. Do you partake in both of these forms, or?
Right, both. If I had to be involved in it, I would prefer that my partner masturbate me. I don't really prefer to do it myself. I would just, because of that
Stigma.
right, because of that stigma or whatever, it's easier for me if it's done, by my partner. It just is.
Is that something you enjoy?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Name something wild that you've done.
Oh yeah. Every now and then we have this little exhibitionist type things that we like to do now and then. And he has a van. My partner has a van. I could stand up in this van, and while he's driving down the street, I'm actually like standing there performing oral sex on him while he's driving, and we're recording this at the same time. Now, where this is exactly, I have no idea. It's somewhere out here, but that's just one of the other wilder things I've done. No, we do our thing.
Did I ask you this? How often do you think about sex?
When I'm active and involved, I would say maybe 6 to 8 times a day.
Damn. Really?
Yeah, that's when I'm active and when I'm involved. And if I'm taking some kind of hiatus, if you will, from being sexually active, it's probably twice that much.
What?
Or more.
Wow. What? I mean, would you call that? Don't take this personal or offensive, but would you consider yourself to be maybe the N word? That's followed by a Y.
I would honestly think that I can be taken as borderline info, sure. But it is what it is. I am who I am. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and lie or try to be somebody that I'm not. But it is what it is. You asked the question earlier, about how my appetite was, or how sexual did I think I was. This answer is just consistent.
Now, seeing that you consider yourself maybe a borderline nympho,
mm-hmm.
that could be considered hard to keep up with by any guy other than another nympho. Would you agree?
No, not necessarily. It's a matter of creativity, and if the person's into you, they're gonna make sure, just like you're gonna make sure everything's good. So, no, I don't buy that.
Well, like I said, nympho is a very, very high level sex. It's a very high level sex drive.
Right.
Are you satisfied with your partner?
Yes.
Are you totally satisfied with him, or are you like every now and then your nympho just, outclasses his nympho? I mean, I'm just asking a question here.
No, I'm completely satisfied with him. If one nympho kicks in, he basically handles her, that part of her. He handles it. He doesn't, it's not like, oh hell, I gotta be here and just deal with this. No, he handles it. He handles it, or he lets me do what I need to do to handle it, and he's okay with it. So yeah.
Okay, would you like consider him maybe a nympho too?
Yeah, I figure he has a high sex drive. Yes, I think he does. So he could be borderline info.
Would you consider him a borderline nympho?
I wouldn't, per se.
Because of?
Because I just wouldn't. I just think that, from my experience with him, I wouldn't say that he was borderline nympho. I'll say he got a good appetite. He's not borderline nympho.
And you have me a little bit confused. What makes you a borderline nympho and him not? If the sex is like on the, like, every time you want it, he gives it. Every time you want it, he gives it. What's the difference?
I guess you might have a point there. There is not really a difference. Because, wait, let me take that back. I'll take that back because he thinks about it as much as I do. I think he even reacts a little more than I do. It's a little bit more sexual, just in general. Sort of thing. I mean, it's to the point. I figure I'm borderline nympho, but I don't always. What am I trying to say? Initiate the act of sex or whatever. I don't always initiate. He'll initiate it all the time. So I think he may be. It's got to be. I figure, like you're saying, it's got to be somewhere on the same page for it to even work. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he knows what to do. If I'm borderline nympho and I have a man who makes me have 30 orgasms, he knows what he's doing. Okay, he's got this. Any more questions? Because I'm starting to get hot in scenarios. It can be, the nympho, she's starting to surface. I'm trying to keep her in check right now. She's trying to peek out a little bit.
Have you or could you watch someone else having sex?
That will probably prove to be embarrassing if I walked in on it. I don't know. I figure if the people look good at what they doing, I might, watch. See, but I mean, if they like, challenged in some kind of way, I don't want to discredit anybody or talk about people or say they're unattractive or whatever, but if it's just not, it doesn't appeal to me, then I probably would not stay and watch. But now, and if they look good and they didn't know I was watching, shoot, yeah. I give my little peek on or whatever, I'll watch.
What would you say is your preferred recipe for foreplay? In detail.
For me?
Yes.
For me to receive or me to give?
Well, okay, let's do it like this. For you to give first and for you to receive second. Or let's say for you to receive first.
Receiving. My foreplay can be extensive. It can for me, it can be extensive. I think lengthy foreplay is good. I like the kissing of the neck. I like just kissing of the neck, kissing of the breast. I like the midsection kissed and played with I like my breasts, nipples pinched and pulled, and I mean, there's a lot. Hair pulled. It's a lot. It can go extensive, and the prerequisite is beforehand, so make it hot. Me, on the other hand, I'm the same way. I'm in giving. I like to make sure. I mean, there's a bunch of affection going on because sex is like emotional for me, like I said. So it's a lot of kissing, a lot of hugging, a lot of licking, a lot of sucking, a lot of all that good stuff.
What are your thoughts on role playing?
Well, let's see. Role play can be good. Should I wouldn't mind being a nurse, taking care of a patient. Or, I mean, I think role play is good. I think you keep it fresh. You keep it exciting and different. It just depends on you, the person that you're with. Maybe if they're not into it, maybe you can open up the possibilities and see where it goes.
Any particular role play that you would like to try? Besides, what did you say? You said nurse?
Nurse, schoolgirl. In most cases, I'm gonna be the naughty girl. Well, except for maybe if it's like in times of bondage or being dominated or whatever, then it's like, then I'm a good girl. At that point, I'm just
something about that bondage for you, isn't it? I mean, because I'm saying that because you mentioned it like 3 times during this interview.
There was a curiosity a little bit. And I think that's what it is. It's curiosity, and I don't know. We'll see.
Ever had phone sex?
Yeah.
How was that?
I have a question in regards to the phone sex thing. Will webcamming be considered phone sex?
Webcamming? Oh, where is it like he can see you or you can see him or what?
Well, he can see me. Well, we can see each other, but I'm more concerned with him being able to see me. And if that's the case, if that's consistent or fall in the category of phone sex, yeah, and I've done that.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Would you kind of explain what happened with that?
As I stated, he was miles away, and I had the need or whatever, and did what I had to do, but he could watch me instead of just talking about it.
Did you enjoy that?
Sure.
Did you have your moment?
I had a couple of moments of
It's something that you would probably do again, or?
I hope not. I hope I don't have to do that again. But if I did, I would.
I've noticed throughout this interview, you've changed into different positions. I kind of like what you just had there. You had your hands over your area. Does this type of conversation, have a level of excitement for you?
Sure.
Would you care to elaborate on that?
Talking about sex makes me horny. It's just that simple. I mean, there's no what. How many people actually talk about sex and don't get to a state of
So you would say that you're horny right now?
Yes, I would.
Oh, well, that's a silly question, seeing that you're right on the verge of being an nympho. Well, that concludes this interview. I guess I'll let you go put the works on your man. This will be your final question.
Okay.
What are the first and last letters in the first name of the best lover you've ever had?
These right here. We got this done. A in here and L. One more thing I did that he likes that I did, and it was a little bit of a surprise for me.